Jeffrey Powers with Geekazine. We're here at the Blackmagic Design. We're here with Bob, and we are talking about cameras. We're talking about 8K. We're talking about cameras. We're talking about DaVinci Resolve. We're talking about cameras. Get the idea. We're going to do that next on Geekazine. Okay, last year we saw the Pocket 4K. Of course, it wasn't out yet. Now it's out. So of course you got to have accessories for it.
That's correct. So one of the things is when we launched it, we had a internal a microphone that has phantom power, and it also has the ability to now record on a SSD drive through USB-C.
Okay.
But the problem with those is they kind of suck a lot of power.
Oh, absolutely.
So what we added is this new battery grip, and this is going to be coming out in August. So what it does is you take the battery door off, and it goes right in, and you slide and you hook it up here with the wheel. But now you can mount to a tripod. But when you go to change the batteries, you can go over here and pull out the drawer. Okay. So that way it's still mounted and you can slide them out. Now these are slightly different than the Canon batteries that we use. These are Sony batteries, but they're pretty common. And
yeah, the Panasonic design, the two poke holes and
exactly. So now you have two batteries in here, and you're going to get about 2 hours of shooting. So extended record time, and now we got power, and it, of course, obviously it fits really well. And yeah, there you go.
Let's see how it works. Let's go. All right,
that's
ready? You're a tiger. You're a tiger. You're a tiger. Okay, stop. It's a little beefy weight wise, but yeah, if, as opposed to other cameras with battery packs on them, you're definitely going to have that same thing. And of course, all the interchangeable lenses on there as well. Yeah, looks pretty good. You updated the software too.
We did update the software. Now we have Blackmagic RAW recording. So which is great because now you're getting smaller files, so they can fit on the CFast 2 card or SD. And we also have that, as I said, that USB-C port, so you can go out to the longer record times. But with Blackmagic RAW, you have a RAW file, but you also have a file that's like a proxy at the same time. And what I mean by that is you record one file, and because it has a built-in LUT, and they're lightweight codecs, because we've already done a lot of the pre-debayering inside, and or pre-demosaic or pre-debayering of the camera files. When you put them into a laptop, you have it's really easy to play back on laptops and things like that, because it's already, a lot of the heavy duty work has already been done to the codec. So this way, you don't have to make a copy of the RAW file and then a copy and a proxy. You just have one file that you use, and when you go to color, you can turn off the LUT that's been on and go back to the RAW file and then color from there.
Okay, I think I understood all of that.
I hope so.
It's basically the camera is doing a lot of the work. So when you put it in for post-production, you got it. It's
fast and easy. And and this camera is $1,295. It ships with a full version of DaVinci Resolve Studio. And the battery gets $245 to be shipping in August.
Awesome. There you go for a great camera. Let's go down the line. Let's take a look at that.
All right.
Oh, I want to have this. Put it on my. This is the URSA, right?
This is the URSA Mini Pro 4.6K G2, so generation 2.
Okay, so tell me what this bad boy has.
So what this has is 15 stops of dynamic range, but it does high frame rate. So we can get up to 300 frames per second in HD, or 120 frames per second in 4K. And yeah, and we also have the USB-C port activated, so you can plug in an external drive like you can with the pocket camera, and this way you can get longer record times. It has our DaVinci Resolve, our Color Science 4.0, and it comes with DaVinci Resolve Studio, and it's $5,995. They're shipping now, and it also has our Color Science 4, as I mentioned, and Blackmagic RAW capability.
Does it come with everything that you see here?
No, it doesn't come with a lens for sure. And this is our viewfinder, which is available separately, and this is a separate shoulder mount kit that we have. Now, if anyone has the original Pro or even an URSA Mini, the viewfinder and the shoulder mount kits are the same, so they could use them with the new one.
Okay, perfect. So now we're talking about DaVinci Resolve and a new keyboard you got.
Yeah, so DaVinci Resolve 16, big update yesterday. Not only in the edit page, the fusion page, the Fairlight page, the color page, but we added a new page called the cut page. Now the cut page is designed for really fast editing. And what's faster than using 2 hands? So we introduced the new...
Using 3 hands.
Well, yeah, right. So you can use this editor keyboard, 2 hands. So I have a search dial here that does shuttle, jog, and scroll. Okay. So I can get around, but I can also get into my source time, and I can go and I can select in points and out points, and I can just drop them in to the list. And this way I'm using 2 hands and not a mouse. We're trying to make it a very quick way to put things together for like commercials, or maybe a multicam shoot or something. And then also I can just go and immediately upload to YouTube or Vimeo or any of those services. So the idea is that this page just works differently than the long narrative editing that you would do in the editor page. If you need to go into the full edit page, you can certainly just click right over to it. And it's the same as it always has been. It's just that this material now has the tool set that is ingrained in the original edit page.
You just have more options.
Correct.
That's a nice keyboard too.
Yeah. So
how heavy is that? Is it a pretty weighted?
Yeah, the keyboard is made out of metal. So it's this is just a prototype, but it's still made out of metal, and it's sturdy. We're putting on those really good keycaps.
I'm messing with this video right now. But
that's quite all right. You can do that.
I just wanted to hear if it's like a clicky type thing.
Yep.
Like a
These
mechanical.
They're not the final keys, but we're gonna we'll release this in August. It's $995, but we actually designed it so that you can field upgrade it. What we mean by that is when it's time, either keys wear out or maybe we come up with new keycaps, we can allow people to buy those and upgrade it. So this way, it's an investment for a while. It's not like a once in a while, or once a year replenishment. This is some serious hardware. That's why we wanted to make it out of metal, so it's
Can the dial be replaced too, or no?
Yeah, so it's going to be you can fix and replace parts in it. That's why we designed it the way we did, and we really feel that that's going to be good for a long-term use.
So if you get a lot of Cheetos in your keyboard, you can get that cleaned up.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the 8K thing. We're just gonna glaze over this because
I'll tell you what. Even though it says 8K, it doesn't mean it doesn't do HD and 4K. It does 8K as well. So what you got is a product right here. It's the SDI to HDMI 8K. Now this Teranex Mini allows you to bring in 4 Ultra HD signals that become 8K. So because that's what 8K is. It's quad 12G. So I have quad 12G in from SDI, and I have quad 4K basically out to make the 8K in the monitor on HDMI. This is an HDMI monitor, so this does the conversion. But in addition, this thing has the ability so you can plug a probe in and calibrate your monitor and save a 33.3 LUT and internally, so that way you have a good monitor. Now this is an 8K multi-view output from our new ATEM switcher.
All right.
And the ATEM switcher is the same in the sense that it's an 8K switcher, so it does 10 8K inputs with 4 SDI 12G signals, but it's then a 40 input HD or 4K switcher. And it's a 1ME switcher in 8K, but it's a 4ME switcher in HD or Ultra HD. So you really have a huge switcher. Very powerful. It's got 4 MEs. It's got 4 ultimate keyers, or not ultimate, 4 of our advanced chroma keyers on each input, or each keyer and each ME. So you have 16 of those in an Ultra HD or an HD fashion. So we have one of our control panels here, and when it's in a 4K or Ultra HD mode, we can actually access any of the 4 MEs right on the keyboard. And it also has 4 downstream keyers, 4 media players, and it has 4 DVEs plus 2 channels of super source, so you have all kinds of tiles that you can do in Ultra HD. Then when you combine it for 8K, it has 1 DVE, 1 multi-view out, and not 4 multi-view. So everything is a factor of 4 basically.
Okay.
So this way you can do 8K if you need it, like next year in the Olympics 2020. But for most people, they have a really big switcher. It's $9,995. It's going to be available. It's actually shipping now. Okay. And so for more information, you can always go to blackmagicdesign.com.
Okay. Perfect. One quick question about the SDI to HDMI here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that the faceplate is going to be No,
it's included.
It is included.
Yeah,
so
the price is $12.95 and it's included.
Okay, so is it detachable then, or?
Not really, because it's wider than the other ones.
Okay.
So we have our 8K switcher, but we need to play back and record. So what do we have? I have our new HyperDeck. Now this HyperDeck Extreme 8K HDR is a half a rack but 2 racks wide. So half wide but 2 racks high. And what we see here is several of them, and also our new controller. Now the controller will work with up to 8 different devices, not just HyperDecks. Legacy HyperDecks, a 1-inch machine. It doesn't matter. If it has RS422, we can control it. Now, why would you use that? You'd be able to do some archive work where you can do edit points. It even has an eject button and pre-roll for those devices that have that, or need it. And so we actually have a video where we show a 1-inch machine running through a Teranex to upconvert it and making in-point and out-point marks and then putting it to a HyperDeck. Now the HyperDeck is capable of recording in 8K, HD, Ultra HD, whatever you want. So we're using H.265 recording for 8K. This particular files right here are 8K. They're shot at 4320p, 5994. So they're 60 frame images in 8K, and they're really stunning. And they come out through through the ATEM switcher. And as I say, can all be run in 8K, but it could also be run HD or Ultra HD.
And this is also very customizable, so I can have this up, down over here, and then 2 monitors like this one down here.
Right.
And
they have scopes. They have all kinds of different capability that you can have in here. And you can also record to external SSDs through our USB-C port. So it has a lot of flexibility, and you can move them around. But again, they also work in Ultra HD and HD, and even standard def for these recorders.
Okay, and lots of prices here, so we'll let you go to the website to find out more on that. So.
Okay.
All right. So, and then of course we have this big old console. Are you guys interested in that? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So the Fairlight console is interesting because it's designed to work with DaVinci Resolve. But we also have is our new switcher, the Constellation 8K, has the capability of having 156 channels of audio. So I'd need a few more faders than this. But the idea is that we now have an interface between the Fairlight consoles and the audio that's being processed inside the ATEM. So we can control the audio here, because every input of the ATEM of the 156 channels, because there's a MADI in and out, so you can get out to external devices, has a compressor limiter, an EQ, and all of that. So this is a great way to have a tactile control of the audio that goes to the ATEM. So it's dual purpose.
Awesome. So lots of great stuff from Blackmagic Design. It's always impressive to see what you guys come up with. And of course, as we're moving into the 8K workflows, we're seeing a lot of powerful systems that can do a lot. We can do multi-streaming, we can do error correction, we can do video correction right on the cameras, and wherever we need to do it. And that's what's really exciting about this, about what you guys have here. So. Well,
yeah, I mean, one of the things is that 8K obviously is in the future, but for now you can work in HD and Ultra HD, but then have 8K when you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. So where do people go for more information?
They all have to go to the website, blackmagicdesign.com.
All right, there you go. Bob, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
And you guys, if you need to know more, let me know over at Geekazine. Let Bob know. His phone number is right here. I'm kidding. So if you want to check out more, go to the website. And got any questions, let me know. On YouTube, go down, like, subscribe, comment, bell notification for the next video. So we have a ton of NAB stuff coming here. So check it all out over at Geekazine. So next time you guys geek out in 8K.
Yeah.